Alright, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to Wondersnatch. It's later in the week and now it's time for another outing, okay? Tonight we're doing a screening of People Like Us Season 3. So last year's Christmas show, we actually raised money for this and it's all done. So we're screening it tonight and we're going to try to, get more donations for our upcoming show next week. And tomorrow I'll be canvassing for more donations with a naughty and nice party. So I think I'm going to vlog these two together. Alright, so tonight is going to be quite an elegant thing because I'm hosting. It's going to be a kind of a sleek, kind of a hostess look. Okay, and to look very classy for the stage, all right? So if that's something you see, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell for post notifications, and I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so I've done all my base and everything. If you see me do that 100 times, you don't need to see it again. And I'm going in my eyes now. It took me about 1 hour to get to this stage. The brows and the TikToks and everything. Okay, today I'm going to go back to my Blend Bunny dollhouse. Okay, I'm going to use the grays here, okay, to give myself a very gray, big pulled out eye. Okay, using this packing brush. Going in with, I think I'm going to go in with black. Let's try going in black first. Go into black if you're confident, okay, of where you're going. And try to keep it as tight as you can. If not, it will just become a very big mess. Today I'm going to go for a more pulled out eye because I'm having bangs, so I can afford to have a much more pulled out eye. Okay, just make sure that's even and going in and blending that out. This small blender going in with the attic. Okay, just going to wiggle that around the edge. Yeah, so People Like Us is a web series. I did an interview with director Leon Chio last year before our Blue Christmas. It's a web series that was commissioned by AFA, Action for AIDS in Singapore, telling stories about local sex lives and how Singaporeans deal with HIV and AIDS. Display. So get that blend right there. The first two seasons were funded by AFA, and the third season was it's also funded by AFA, but of course the Fund for the Arts came in to help for that one. We were raising funds last year, and we did quite well. We raised, I think, we already had some money in the fund, okay, so we just needed to top up to a certain amount to get it made. They were filming during Pink Dot this year, around June, July, and now it's done. And I even went to record a little snippet, okay, to talk some post-show chit-chat. I think they might screen that tonight. Okay, so all blended out. So I'm just switching this in and out. I'm going to go in to reinforce the white here, although I don't think you can see it because of the bangs. I don't think you can see that because of the bangs, but it was looking a little bit muddy there. Ready to cut the crease already. The only thing when you cut your crease with a really, really deep black there is that the crease kind of turns a bit grey. But don't worry, we'll set that with white and cover it with glitter. Okay, is it even? Yes. Quite even. Okay, and set that all with Sugar Pill Taco. You know the drill. Okay, going in with the black just to draw my wing out. Quite a winged out look today. Okay, like that. I like these brushes by Real Techniques. It's this kind of a tapered chiseled brush where you can use one side for packing and this skinny side for, like, really doing the edges. And then blend that into some grey. See, so now I'm just using the flat side here to blend. Use a chiseled side for the under eye. Okay, I've always kind of wanted to do the nice, I think this is black and grey and silver eye. Tonight, because of my outfit, I think I can. Okay, I think I've blackened it a bit too much, so I'm just going in and just trying to soften it with my concealer side of this brush, of my sponge. I'm just going to use my Lip Cosmetics, which I used last time. I love this glitter. It's a bit of a chunky glitter, but it really looks like rhinestones. Really, really nice. Oh, I should put my lenses on first. I'm just going to go off and pop my lenses in and do my liner off camera, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I finished off the eyes, put the lenses in and done my brows. So this is getting to be quite draggy. I'm now using my Blend Bunny Forget Me Not palette. This is almost a whole face of Blend Bunny today. Going in with Anticipation, which is like this light bronzery one. Okay, and just going to color back in my face. Forehead, don't have to pay so much attention because, as you know, bangs. Okay, so concentrate the color there and just drag it in slowly. Okay, and I think for this one I'm going to use a much smaller little brush. This is Trixie Cosmetics Red, like almost like an eyeshadow one. I'm going to use a darker shade of contour here and now. Oh, no, I think I'm going to use Picture Perfect and just do the cheek here. Oh god, that's a lot. Okay, just the middle here. This is what Alice Atlantis does, so I'm just seeing whether I can give myself a little bit of a more of a pinched cheek just by putting it in here. Let's try to blend that out. It makes me look like I have an even deeper pocket here. How's it look? Now the nose, the same. I don't like too dark nose contours these days. I used to give myself really big bars, but now I like a much subtler look. Okay, and now blush. Blusher, as the Brits call it. I think the only blush palette I've used in a very long time is this. And today is a bit of a mauvey color, so I'm using this. It's kind of a mauvey coral. Okay, at this stage I like to fix it a little bit. This Rick and Morty setting spray, I just can't hold it properly. This stupid shape. But the Rick and Morty highlighter is sickening. Okay, using this one. Okay, I'm almost done. So lips. I'm going to throw on a lip and some boobies. I'm going to take you to the screening with me, alright? Okay, see you in a bit. Alright, I had to pop back to show you my look for tonight in case it melts tonight. I love this hair. This is very Courtney Love and a very cocktail dress. Ooh, it's almost like I'm almost nude underneath. A little slutty, a little classy. Perfection. Alright, so this is the look for tonight. I'm off to host the screening of PLU Season 3 and hopefully get more donations for our show next week. I'll vlog that and also show you and also be back to vlog tomorrow's gig. Alright? Okay. Ooh, nice. Okay, so now in the car park going to the screening of PLU, right? This is my Courtney Love inspired look. Hey Darren.
Yo.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
So this is Kronos. He's in charge of organizing all this, and he works very closely with the Fund for the Arts. Okay, he's going to make a speech later, right?
Yes, I am.
So how's it been? How many people tonight?
We're expecting about 250.
Okay.
Yeah, so quite happy that everyone is coming out.
You're quite successful.
It looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it.
Here's Honey Glassity, Drag, and Bobby Ponte. I'm in a very
Ooh.
Demure, cocktail.
Very demure, very
Baba Boom.
Is that mine?
Okay, and here's Leon, who was interviewed last year for People Like Us Season 3. How does it feel to have it completely done now?
It feels like a weight that's lifted off my shoulders. I think
You worked very hard all year, right? This whole year.
it's almost been a year. I mean, we
Yeah.
talked literally last year.
Yeah, last year.
And that's when we started fundraising. And now, a year later, we're finally ready to show the world what we've done.
Yes, and there it is. Name up in lights.
Okay, I'll take a picture of that later. But I'm super excited, and I hope that people will like it and share it and tell their friends and family about it.
Definitely. Oh, and here is Sissy Satik, Alfred, who was in our show last year to help fund Season 3.
Naku is busy with Crazy Christmas. Today is his opening night.
Crazy Christmas, yeah. The vocal choice is on Crazy Christmas.
Yeah.
So you got no shows?
Not in December.
Are you coming to our show next week?
If I got no duty, I'll come down.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming tonight. Okay, so welcome to the screening of Action for AIDS and Gay Health presents People Like Us. I'm sure you all have watched People. How many of you have watched People Like Us? Season 1? Season 2? Does anyone here have not watched People Like Us before? I think you'll be in for a nice surprise. Do you know that both Season 1 and 2 have actually racked up almost 2.5 million views? That's a round of applause. Okay? So it's quite heartening that People Like Us was actually thought of by AFA as another way to spread sexual health messaging to promote behavioral change in people's sex lives, especially in Singapore, where we don't actually see very much representation of LGBT sexual health and sexual lives in Singapore. So I think it's a very good thing that we have this. Okay, and big round of applause. And also another achievement is that season 2 was actually nominated for an Emmy. Right? So another big round of applause for that. And it seemed like one whole year ago, we really wanted to make season 3. So thank you all. Last year, if you all remember, I'm Victoria Wondersnatch, by the way, and my show, Drag Cabaret, we did a fundraiser for Christmas, okay, and that money actually, a lot of that money was actually used to make season 3 tonight, and it was 1 year ago. So that literally drained the fund for the arts, the AFA fund for the arts. So if you're feeling very generous this season, please scan the QR code to donate and come to our show next week. Okay, we're actually doing another Christmas cabaret next week. Okay, and we're raising more funds for the Fund for the Arts. So I would really appreciate it if, I know you can't see there, but it's very difficult to scan. But if you can go to our Instagram page and the link is there. All right, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce Kronos, who is organized this whole thing tonight. Okay, and yeah, please, Kronos. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes. Last but certainly not least, we'd like to thank the cast, the crew, as well as those involved in post-production for pouring their hearts and souls into this project. Special thanks to Leon, who not only directed, but also wrote the script for this season and also the seasons before. We really hope you enjoy this labor of love, and it now gives me great pleasure to invite the incomparable Leon Cho up to say a few words.
I just want to give a few simple shout-outs to, first of all, Drag Cabaret and Victoria Wondersnatch, first of all, for fundraising and making this season possible. It was literally a year when we just started this conversation, and here we are a year later with a finished season. So it's been a year coming. I just also want to shout out to all the cast and crew, who some of them are here who are involved. So thank you so much for your hard work and your vulnerability. There's a lot that you'll see of them in this season, and hopefully you'll like it. So without further ado, let's begin, and we can chat more after, and let me know what you think.
Yeah. All right, so now we're actually going to have a little bit of a Q&A. All right, so if you have any questions about the series or about this season, feel free to flag down anyone. There's the people with mics behind there, so you can ask Leon questions. Okay, so I've got a question, Leon. What is the main principle that you have when you come up with a season of People Like Us?
Shall we take a seat? Well, I think so with what Kronos said at the beginning, and as I was thinking about taking 3 years to think about what the next season will be, I wanted to, I thought about community and how community can be supportive, but it can also be destructive. So I wanted to show like all sides of that, of the gay community and from from all shades. So that was kind of like the impetus of it, and then I started thinking about all the different community groups that we have, and also what kind of topics that we can explore this season. I believe one of the things that really stood out to me too. Oh, by the way, that's baby Nigella. Have you met her?
Yeah, she's the baby in the show. She knew exactly the right times to cry also to tell you the sad part. She knows what's going on.
Yeah, please forgive her. But that's baby Nigella's first role, so she's gracing us with her presence. Her real name is Tabitha.
So you were saying you were looking for community and you're looking for representation of certain parts of the community we don't usually see on the screen.
Well, yes, and I think I believe it was also you who suggested, how about we have a trans person in this season?
And I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised that you actually chose to represent a trans man, because that's really something that we almost never see. Okay, and I think a lot of us, we really don't see a lot of trans men, especially, and you went all the way out to show, it was almost half the episode of the sex scenes for the trans men, and literally, you will never see that in any other mainstream show. Okay, that's amazing representation, and it's not only entertaining, but I thought it was so educational because you went right into, I mean, you showed it in a way that was really right up front and center. The pronouns, what do you want to call your parts, don't call me girl, things like that. It's stuff that you prepared like everyone for that. I think that was really, really good. Big round of applause for that.
Thank you. Thanks. Well, for sure, a lot of research was into that, and as you said, I also found out that trans men actually tend to be quite invisible. Once they've transitioned, and you would hardly be able to realize a person.
Especially trans gay men, I think that's something that a community that actually gets quite a lot of discrimination, because I think a lot of trans straight men, they actually probably don't have it as hard as gay men. Do you think?
Well, honestly, I don't know.
Two cis men. I'm cis man. Talking about, do we have any trans men in the audience? Maybe we can.
I believe we have some.
Yes, we have one there, and is the actor. Yeah.
We'll invite the main cast down.
Yeah, we'll invite the main cast down to have a chat later. But yeah, so yeah, I think that's a very good thing to have included in this series.
Yeah, it was also very educational for me, because I also am not very familiar with the trans community and how being trans works, and I wanted also I chose to then have a trans gay man, because the show is mainly about gay men, and so I wanted to keep it in that sort of vein, I suppose. And so yes, there's that. So there's community, and then the other thing that really stood out to me too is, and of course we've already set this up since season 1, which is Isaac's struggle with substance addiction, and him going further and further down into that rabbit hole. Of course, substance addiction is not easy to talk about, especially in Singapore where it's heavily criminalized, and there are very few safe spaces that allow people to seek help without getting arrested. And that's when I learned more about the greenhouse and talked to people at the greenhouse. Thank you, yeah. And they are here today too.
And I also liked that you really approached it in quite a non-judgmental way, and your depiction of the sex scenes were, I think, incredibly realistic, right? Did anyone else here find them very realistic? and it didn't even feel like too much. It didn't feel like porn, because you had people of really normal body shapes, and it was so real. I thought that was really well done. And I also heard that you had an intimacy coordinator for this. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah, can you tell us a bit more about that?
Of course, yeah. An intimacy coordinator, for those who don't know, is a relatively new position on a film production, and they're basically someone they're like a stunt coordinator, but for sex scenes. So they talk to the actors and talk about consent and what is required from the script. They provide I guess, I don't know, a boundary or some kind of a safety net, to prevent uncomfortable requests and things like that, for example. And it's definitely stemmed from the recent Me Too movement as well from Hollywood. So we have someone called Rayan, who's also in the audience today, who was our intimacy coordinator, and what was interesting too actually is that she was a person who also helped make sure that I got what I required. For example, so she would come up to me and ask was that scene passionate enough? Was that the right tone that you needed? Beyond providing a safe space for the actors and a person to talk to if there are any issues. But yeah, that was actually quite useful, and that was quite interesting because it was the first time I had a person like that on set. So it's not all just me, kind of thing. Yeah.
Do we have any questions? Does anyone have any questions for Leon? Yes. Oh, over there.
Hi Leon. Hey Carl. Good evening. Wonderful season, talented man you are. What do you see Joel's and Rizwan's, because we all follow that arc. What is Joel's and Rizwan's journey?
I think you're going to have to tune in to season 4. Don't need to have fundraisers so we can make season 4.
What's right? Exactly. So, what do you see is their arc? Is their love story that anchors people like us in a way? What do you see is their growth over this season 3?
Victoria's asking me is there a season 4 and what was season 4 be about? But to be honest, I really don't know. I haven't thought about it. I wanted to kind of also explore, with the Joel and Rizwan relationship, I wanted to explore grief. I wanted to how we handle that. I also wanted to explore, through Joel, body shaming issues and things like that, and how that relates to the dating scene, especially. Yeah. So that's that. I really don't know what will happen to them. I mean, I really hope for the best for them. I mean that in a very sincere way. They've been through a lot, and as you can see, even in this season finale, they've been through a lot. So I do feel that the ending is uplifting, and I hope that they can find happiness, as we all want to, right?
Any more questions on this side? By the way, the first episode drops tonight at 9 o'clock, okay, on YouTube.
Probably
so
dropped
please, dropped already, yeah. So please open all your phones now and start streaming. Okay, you know how YouTube works, the more you stream, the more it shows to other people. So just stream it and just play on a loop on all your devices, all your accounts. Some of you have more than one Gmail, so just go and just go and stream as much as you can. Okay?
Yeah. So before we invite the cast, for the main cast down, yes, please let people know that the first episode is out tonight on the Gay Health SG YouTube channel. And we'll drop episodes every week, same time, same day, right? So every Thursday, 9 p.m. You can set notifications.
You can turn on that bell to receive notifications for new episodes.
Yes, so we hope to continue the conversation about the show over the next 5 weeks. And yes, and if you have not followed the social media accounts, please do so as well. And feel free to tag all of us.
We mentioned the whole thing about trans men. Did you have anything in your own experience that you contributed to the script or contributed to the shooting of the scene?
Well, it's safe to say a lot of the things is a lot of anecdotal stuff. That was pretty much a very brief like illustration of my whole phase after like transitioning and like being single. So yeah, it was kind of like that, like times 30, give or take. Yeah, by that. But a lot of like the whole Leon did ask me about a lot of things like, okay, how's like relationship with your parents? Like, you know, how is it difficult as like someone who is, well, number one, like I'm trans, and also just like I am a practicing Muslim as well. And also just like the whole, yeah, being Malay and everything. How do I reconcile that with my faith, with my family and everything? And I would say like my day to day, I sort of like walk that line pretty okay, like comfortably some days. But of course, it's not without its challenges, like, you know, the reconciliation between family and everything. Because like my parents are not like open to it or accepting, but my friends and my siblings definitely are. So it's really just about, yeah, like a lot of the what you see is more or less a lot of it's what I have gone through.
So a lot of personal experience.
Yeah, I spoke to Elias at length, incorporated a lot of his personal experiences and into his character as well.
That's amazing. So, and also, there was quite a lot of, I think throughout the whole thing, there was this messaging about you equals you, and why we wanted to send that message with your storyline about PrEP and HIV discordant couples. Did you have any reservations about those scenes?
In terms of I think for my scenes it was more of whether Rai's reaction to it and the journey that he goes through, like researching for all the informations before he actually decides that he wants to take a step further with Hanif. Yeah. So there was like it really showed like growth in their relationship, that he trusts Hanif enough to even go there, and that was pretty cool to see.
Do you have any, how did you research all this you equals you data?
Thanks for the question, Victoria. Yeah, so U equals U. Does everybody know what U equals U is? Who doesn't know what U equals U is?
Who doesn't know? Are we? Oh, okay. So U equals U means if you're undetectable, you are untransmissible. So if your HIV person has an undetectable viral load, they cannot pass on the virus to anyone else.
Yeah, through sex especially. So, I mean, with crafting Rai and Hanif's story, I took it upon also just how I was approaching the whole U equals U question, the science behind it. And I literally approached it as how I would, because I was wondering if I would be skeptical about the science, how I feel about it, and I kind of literally transposed how I feel as a HIV negative person onto Rai as a character. And
I mean, the questions he asked at the doctor's
correct.
office
I wanted to put it
probably what was running through everybody's mind
Yeah.
when you think about U equals U. Yeah.
I wanted to put that through his character and his journey for this season, so that we can explore and also help people understand what U equals U is and why it's so important in the fight to get zero transmission of HIV by 2035, if I'm not wrong, for Singapore. I mean, with this science, it is literally possible that you know, the onward transmission of HIV can end within our lifetime. It's just that not enough people know about it.
That and PrEP as well. Yeah, that plus PrEP.
Yeah, so I hope that with this show and also with you know, just more outreach and more people know what U equals U is and can mean to people who are living HIV and people who are also not, and also then in a serodiscordant relationship. A serodiscordant relationship is a relationship where one is HIV negative and one is HIV positive.
There was also quite a lot of I like to see quite a lot of brown representation as well. And you mentioned that you're practicing Muslim and Irfan, so are you, right? And your storyline had a lot to do with that. Can you tell us a bit more about how this storyline affected you, or how did you bring yourself to this story?
For this season, I was promised that this was the last season. So I wanted Rizwan to end in a nice way, almost resolution with his mom and himself. I also wanted to have a scene with Steven. So I kind of like forced it on Leon. I'm not gonna do season 3 if you don't give me a scene receive it. So that's why that scene happened, and it became one of the most like prolific scenes of people like us for me, because there were no words, there was just presence and interaction. So I think you can kill Rizwan next season.
How will he die? How will he die? You get to choose his death now.
Oh no, a longkang? I think it's a longkang, yeah.
A long tanggung baga. Slip in the longkang.
Slip and fall in Longkang.
And Stephen, your scenes were also quite intense. I mean, there was a lot of chemsex, a lot of addiction. And how did you find shooting those scenes?
I think this is by far the heaviest season for my character, but I think I did see this coming.
You put GHB in brandy. I mean, who does that?
They told me that was Coca-Cola. No, actually the issue itself that
Oh, she's like that.
sorry, Tabitha. The issue is actually something that is really important to me. I've seen a lot of people go through it. That's why when we talked about this season and what my character went through, it was a lot of pressure to do right by the message.
Yeah, and of course, And of course, it was a very good way to highlight the greenhouse as well. I mean, it's definitely a public service announcement that for anyone, in a very non-judgmental way, that there are places you can go, okay, if you're dealing with similar issues. Okay. Any questions? Yes, we have one question here. Oh, Joshua.
Thanks, Stephen. Thanks. Say none of you were involved in the show and you chanced upon it online the same way we would. How do you think you would have been impacted by people like us?
Great question. So if none of the actors were actually part of this, how would you have reacted to seeing this?
I think already in season 1 there was a lot of effect. I had a lot of people DMing me from the neighboring countries, because a brown-based person like me should not exist in this form, you know. And when I was first casted, I immediately said yes, because there was no one who I wish I had when I was younger. Yeah. So that's.
It's a bit hard to tell because I'm so involved in it. I've seen this so many times. But I also echo what Irfan said, where like I was basically trying to create a show where I would want to watch and I'll be where I can see myself and also celebrate all parts of myself, including the sexual parts, including the scary parts. Exploring relationships with family, friends, community, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, growing up, I think Irfan and I are kind of the same generation. I mean, growing up, we obviously in this audience, obviously in this obviously in this hall, we know in Singapore. I mean, it's worth stating that we still do not have LGBTQ characters on TV. And one of the main reasons why this show is a web series is because, thank goodness, our dear IMDA does not censor YouTube as much as the cinema and theater. And this is also one of the reasons why this screening is a private screening. We've tried getting ratings for the past seasons before, and the thing that will come back is that the sex scenes are too prolonged. Let's not get into that. But yes, for sure, I wish I had this when I was a kid. Oh,
something that someone on Grindr messaged me after reading my profile. Like, this can one in Singapore. I would say, like, I'd be very surprised if I'd not known anything about people like us or been on the show. It's just like, oh wow, there's actually this like production like this that came from Singapore, and the fact that it was nominated like in season 2 is like, oh, that's really cool. And also the fact that, I mean, at least for this season, it's like, okay, there's a trans character on it. So you don't really get to see that because there are, I mean, whenever you think about like, you know, the gay scene or like the gay community in Singapore, there's a very, I would say like a certain type of person pops into your mind. And as you can see in a lot of like the show itself, there's a lot of queer men who are just of like different shapes and sizes and like, you know, different skin colors. So it's like, okay, there's someone that looks like me with like, you know, my body that likes mac and cheese and chicken like a lot, and it's just like doesn't really like the gym that much, like, you know, having sex and like, you know, having a lot of pleasure like that, and it's just shown very candidly, not it's still shot very beautifully, so it's nice. It's very nice. I would be very prudish and like click away when the moment see like the sex starts. So that's just me.
I still remember when I was sent the script for the first season. I read the script, and there was no way they were not going to let me be on this production. Because it's a long time coming. I'm older than them, so imagine what role models I had when I was growing up. And Leon, every season he pushes the boundaries even further, and I'm so pleased about that. He's taking risks, we're all taking risks. I was thinking, am I ever going to be allowed back into Singapore again?
Yes, thank you. So, I mean, I'm only tangentially involved, but I think this, people like us, is really something that I think Action for AIDS, and especially the Fund for the Arts, is really trying to push in Singapore, because as we all know, representation really, really matters. Okay, and seeing yourselves reflected on screen really helps to change people's hearts and souls, the way that debating things in Parliament or making a new law or repealing a law cannot. Okay, so when you see these stories, when maybe someone's mother will stumble upon it, if you stream this enough, and then they will appear in their feed. Okay, you know, these are little things that plant the seed of how you change people's minds. And I think that's why I think we need more things like that. And we need more people to step up and create, okay, art, tell stories of our local community and our local queer community and experiences. Any more questions?
I can ask another one if you need.
Oh, okay, sure, yes, please.
For Leon specifically, I think. I mean, obviously, people like us is a reflection on our community, but was there any consideration on how a community is represented to people who are not from our community, outside of the LGBTQ? So if they were to watch this, say I'm a cisgender straight guy, or I'm a parent and I watch this, was there any consideration for how we come across to them?
Thanks, Joshua. Well, yes. I mean, I think the show shows the gay community warts and all, but I don't think we should shy away from the not so glamorous side of things, because these are real issues that affect this community, and the show is, first of all, you know, primarily made for this community, you know, especially the gay community. And if the show is not authentic or not believable or not realistic to us, it will not be realistic to non-homosexual people. And I think, in fact, I mean, I've got comments from straight friends and stuff. They always find it educational. It's always very interesting. And it's a world that you can get into for them, from what I'm told. I think, yeah, all the better.
I think one good thing that you also showed is you didn't just show that in isolation, but you also showed how the community responds to it. So it's not like just showing all the sex and glamorizing it, but he did show that there was a place in the community that this happens, and how the communities tends to organize around that. Not only, I'm not talking just about the campsites, but also the Muslim gays, the trans men. Everyone they had their own issues, but they also had that issue in relation to someone else and how they responded to it, and their friends and their close friends.
Yeah, I mean, if for those who have watched season one, season one was more microscopic. It was more about specifically more about dating, finding sex or finding the one or whatever. And we had these characters. And then in season two, we expanded out a little bit, and we have a bit of family life. So we see some of like the parents, specifically the moms. And then that's also then how I came and thought about season three. How can we get a bit bigger? Let's think about community. Let's think about support groups. And not necessarily the usual support groups like the greenhouse or even out in SG, for example, but then friends, and family and all that kind of stuff. So, if you will, it's a gradual expansion of how it is like for these people to be gay in Singapore for this show.
One question back there.
Hi, Leon.
Hey, Lydia.
Congratulations. I'm so proud of you. Okay, this is long in the coming, and Singapore really needs something like that. So first of all, congratulations. Thank you. So proud of you. I have a question. So, what was the most challenging thing for you in this thing? I mean, which was the most challenging scene for you to film in season 3?
I recall what Jiamin, my producer, always says. Whenever you do the sex scenes, it's going to take very long. So, I would say some of the intimate scenes can be very, very challenging because it's usually visual, and then there's also some, is it passionate enough? Is it this and that? But also then, this is being very like minutia, but because the show lives on YouTube, we can't see certain things. For example, we can't see like, butt or frontal, that kind of stuff. So it becomes very, very technical. Actually, it's very boring to film some of these scenes. So that actually can be quite challenging. And of course, we also want the actors to be safe and comfortable in the space. So what happens is that we rehearse in a closed set, and doors are closed, and essential crew are only around, that kind of thing. So typically that's a bit challenging because like no one's around to except Rayan, who's thankfully around this season to help me to make sure that the scenes work. But beyond that, I think some other scenes that can be challenging would be like big crowd scenes. Those typically scare me a little bit, like the class reunion scene, or what else do we have? Like some bar scenes. But I think I've got a little bit more experience over the years, and they're not so scary anymore. Yeah. Plus, I also got good AD to help me. My assistant directors to help me. Shasha.
Big round of applause for the entire crew of people like us. I think we have one more question over here. Someone's raising their hand. We have one more question over here. Can we get a mic? Okay, Keisha.
Since Leon's talked a lot about community, I was wondering if just each one of you could talk.
Thanks, Shasha.
Since Leon talked a lot about community, I was wondering if each one of you could just talk a little bit about what community means to each of you.
Family, actually. I think a lot of us, for me it's not that my family shunned me or anything of that sort, but because for a long time I couldn't tell them, and therefore I wasn't as close in a certain part of my life with them, and therefore my friends around me, the people who knew were my family.
Well, to me, I mean, community means a lot of things. Often it does mean, support. Other times it means holding people accountable. Sometimes it means forgiveness. Sometimes it means coming together to, grieve, uh, celebrate, share joy, share sadness, share hope. Most importantly, I think, for a queer community.
For me, it's just not family. It's your close friends too. Because when I was growing up, like obviously you couldn't tell your family, right? So you had only your close friends. Yeah. So I'm thankful for my close friends that stuck with me since poly or since NS until now. Like they're really close friends with me, and I tell them everything.
Yeah, nice to you too, Victoria. I'll go last.
One of my favorite things to do is actually go clubbing. Yeah, and I think it's such a sacred space, and we feature some clubbing scenes and club scenes in the show, and I think it's such a wonderful space where you can meet people. I mean, meet people. You can hang out with friends, and the music, and let it overwhelm you, and that's community.
Funny that you mentioned dancing. So because of, I think, PLU, I started becoming a bit more comfortable with my queerness and who I am, and slowly removing all the labels that you need to be, especially in Singapore, where there is a typical version of a gay man, for example. And what does that mean to resist that, or to express yourself freely? And because of PLU, me and a bunch of my friends, we started this party called Intervention. There's one on Saturday, if you guys are free. And it's about holding space. It's about holding space and recognizing that everyone is different. Everyone has different experiences, different traumas. Everyone has different connections with their queerness, with their sexuality, with their body parts. And I think when you can recognize that with the people around you, that is community to me. Yeah.
Actually, yeah. I wasn't going to say it, but it was really something I was going to say, because that's exactly how the drag community helped me find how to find my queerness itself. And I do want to shout out some of the drag queens in this audience who were part of last year's fundraiser that helped make this happen. There's Sissy Sucktits over there. Honey Gluttony, who is Singapore's best live singing drag queen, and she will also be in our show next week. And of course, Kira over there. Okay, and of course, those that aren't here would be Nurul, Medley, and also Sissy Sucktits. So big round of applause to all of them, because they worked really hard last year. Okay, and yes, the drag community in Singapore is actually quite close, and I think I do feel like it has helped me access a lot of parts of me that have been suppressing for a very long time. So I think community helps to bring the best out in you. All right, so I think with that, I think we actually have run out of time. So thank you all for coming, and give yourselves a big round of applause. Go home and stream People Like Us, Season 3, Episode 1. And I think if you stay to the end, there's actually a little snippet of me and someone in AFA talking a little bit about that episode. And every episode will have a little bit of a surprise at the end too, right? There's a bit of a post-credit scene in every episode, so go back and watch. All right? Okay, and another big shameless plug, if you have, please scan and come to our show next week.
When is your show? No one.
It's 16th of December, it's next Saturday, and I would like to also give a discount code to everyone here in this audience, okay? So if you all put a discount code, write your name and put PLU3 at the end, we'll let you come to a minimum donation of $50. Okay, and it's Kronos, and you just email Kronos and everything. And please come to next week's show. It's called Christmas in Toyland. We're all going to be drag toys, and we're all going to be singing about really naughty stuff. All right? Yes. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you all. A round of applause to Leon and the cast of PLU3 again, and a big round of applause, of course, to AFA and Kronos to help to organize everything. Professor Roy Chan is sitting in front, everyone from AFA and Projector for helping make this night possible. Thank you very much.
Whew, okay, right, I'm back. So yesterday's show was pretty good. Okay, we had I think you've seen it, but it was a really nice turnout, and the screening was very well received, and we had a very nice Q&A especially. And now, the next day, I am getting ready for this other dinner party thing with Man About Town. I know I'm crazy, but I only gave myself like 10 days to prepare for my Christmas in Toyland, and I took on 2 other gigs, 3 other gigs if you include Singathon, just before, to do all these charity stuff, and it's too stressful. But I guess it's a good kind of stress, and yeah, so I'm just gonna quickly get ready, and I don't know, if there's anything interesting in the makeup comes up, I'll film it, but if not, you're gonna see me at the gig, alright? Okay, see you in a bit. Alright, got all my base done, and today I actually wanted to show this new Be Perfect Ulti Mattes palette. It's a whole bunch of neutral mattes. So beautiful. Okay, we're gonna go for a neutral look today because I've got 3 looks, so I want something that will fit all 3 looks. I think I'm probably doing a little bit too much. Oh wow. So I've primed my lid with ABH, and this goes on so lovely. Uh-oh, there is a lot of fallout. Okay, so I think I need to lay down some translucent powder, catch fallout, tap it off. So tonight's gig is going to be a little bit different for me because the sound system isn't really there. I'm going to be doing 2 lip syncs, and I'm going to try to, do one singing number. And I've got 3 looks prepared. Really gorgeous looks. I mean, I was kind of like saving these looks for a nice show, but probably never use them otherwise. Okay, I'm going for that rounded eye look again today. Small blending brush. See how to blend this out. Just now that color was russet, and I'm going in with beach. So we're going for neutrals and golds, I think, today. Yeah, that's a nice blend. Yesterday when I went in with the black, well, that was really heavy. I used too big a brush. Good thing the bangs covered it, but it was quite nice lah. The makeup wasn't bad. But I think next time, if I start with black, you need to use a much smaller brush. Now going into the darker color. So this is a quite warm colors. I want a nice warm, a deeper warm shade, which is warm, sepia. It's the deepest colors. Now I'm going to cut that crease, cut that crease. I'm using a bit more flesh tone today, so Rumor 1. Okay, and then set it with this satin, which is quite a nice bone color. Okay, going in with that darker shade, sepia, the outer corner. Okay, so that's roughly the eye shape. That's gonna do my liner and everything. I think it's gonna be quite a basic look today, so I'll be back to vlog the rest. This matte palette works very well. Alright, so now I'm at Proud Potato Peeler with Midas, who is very graciously come to help me out. And we're going to do a sound check now. And that's Brian from Man About Town. Hey! Responsible for the gig tonight. Quite a nice place, huh? So this is the first look. Feathers. Like chicken. I'm a Ariana Grande chicken.
It looks like you are in the Wild Wild West.
Wild Wild West. Oh yeah, the salon.
Chicken.
The chicken is a prostitute chicken. The prostitute chicken in the salon. The saloon. Okay.
Huh?
Waiting for my cue. My nail came out.
Oh no.
Actually, do you have a lighter?
Lighter, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Back to the music. Thank you.
You probably didn't remember. Nice.
Okay, ready? 1, 2. Hold on. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3.
You probably didn't remember.
Live stream portion of the show. 12 days after Christmas. Trying to be as glamorous as possible coming down the stairs. Ooh, this is the big hair, Andorra hair. You know what Andorra is? Andorra is the mother in Bewitched, the sitcom. Okay, let's go in.
And it is the best song.
Hi everybody. Okay, so this next song, okay, I'm gonna be singing for you because it's a bit of a comedy song, and that's actually what I'm more comfortable doing instead of lip syncing. Haven't been able to tell already. All right, so this song is what happens, like the 12 days after Christmas. I know I shot that blasted cartridge. My true love, my true love, my true love gave to me. What comes after one is two. Second day after Christmas, I put on the old rubber gloves and very gently wrung the necks of both those turtle doves. My true love, my true love, my true love gave to me. The third day after Christmas, my mother caught the crew. I had to use the 3 French hens to make some chicken soup. The 4 calling birds were a big mistake, for their language was obscene. Oh, the 5 golden rings were completely fake. They turned my green. The 6th day after Christmas, the 6 ladies would lay. I sent the whole darn gaggle to the ASPCA. On the 7th day, what a mess I found. The 7 of the swimming swans had drowned. My true love, oh, my true love gave to me. Day after Christmas, before they could suspect, I bundled up the 8 weeks of milking, 9 ladies dancing, 10 lords sleeping, 11 pipers piping, 12 drummers drumming. Well, actually I kept one of the drummers. And sent them back collect. I said, my true love, we're through love, and I said in so many words. Furthermore, your gift was for the birds. Thank you. Yay. Thank you very much. And so that song was called 12 Days After Christmas. And I think I want to announce, along with Brian, that we did, thank you all for coming tonight, okay? A portion of the ticket price actually goes to my pet charity. Okay, my pet charity is actually the Action for AIDS Fund for the Arts, okay? And that's what actually helped fund our latest season of People Like Us. Has anyone seen it yet? The first
Watch
episode
it on YouTube.
Yeah, watch it on YouTube. It's a lot of sex. It's very different because it really shows the sex lives of LGBT Singaporeans. So please go and watch it. And we are actually raising money to replenish the fund because we use every single cent to make this web series. And we have our annual fundraiser next year. Okay, next week on the 16th of December. Who's around on the 16th of December? So, and we've done a little bit of lucky draw. So, from the portion of the ticket prices that you have paid very generously for tonight's dinner, a portion of it goes to my show next week. And that means there are 2 pairs of tickets that we'll be giving away today. And Brian, would you like to read out the first name?
No, you can.
I can't remember. I did a random name generator and I sent it to him. Is it Adrian?
Adrian.
Adrian. Who's Adrian? Adrian what? Massey? Was it Adrian?
Andrea. Definitely Massey.
Okay.
It's only
one Adrian.
For feet then. Yeah.
Are you in town next week?
No, I'm Canadian, English speaking.
No, are you in town next week?
Oh, no.
I speak English.
Next Saturday.
No.
Next Saturday? Oh no. Well. If you want to give tickets away to anyone here, you can name a friend.
My
Are you-
husband, Paul.
Are you around next week? Yeah. Yes. Then you must come to the show. You have 2 tickets to our Christmas collaborate. It's called Christmas in Toyland. So we're going to be doing toys. So we're going to be gay, draggy toys. Oh. Yeah, you come to find out. And my show Drag Collaborate, we do kind of like parodies of songs. So we're going to have all your Christmas songs all done up in very faggy, very faggy, slutty parodies. So come, the 16th of December, alright? What's your name? Paul. Okay, so 2 tickets to Paul. And the second 2 tickets are going to Mazin. Who's Mazin? Okay, while we find Mazin, please all go to your phones and follow me at Wondersnatch on Instagram and my show at drag_collaborate. Collaborate is cabaret with a Q because it's pronounced qua. Okay, this is the collaborate. You're gonna say collaborate. You're gonna say yeah, okay. I'll see you then next week. And where's Mazin?
Toilet.
Oh, okay.
Again?
Who else is going to be in town next week? If you're free on the 16th of December, please come to my show, okay? Are you here?
I'm flying out.
Mazin, is that Mazin? Oh, he left!
He said he will be back.
He left! Okay, alright, so we'll let Mazin know that he has 2 tickets. Alright, so, okay, so thank you very much. I will let you go back to your party. I'll let you go back to your party, and I hope you're having a great time, and Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year! Thank you. So I'll see you next week.
Yeah, see you. So where is it?
It's at this place called
Wait, 3, 2, 1.
Now, the final look, this is Marilyn Monroe, dripping in jewels, rhinestones to the gods, Wondersnatch. So all my looks, I always have, the first one is always like some dance, slutty thing, and then there's a very demure housewife look, the second one, and the last one is always a boudoir look. Whenever I plan my looks, that's how I usually plan. Last number for the night, we're doing this year's Santa Baby, which is actually a self-parody of Eartha Kitt's Santa Baby from 1957. Okay, good first. Hi, so cold! Oh my god! Santa got me a lot of nice things last year, but this year I feel like having something different. I'll let you know.
Yes!
Santa baby, I must admit that you were a dear last year. But December is here, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa baby, that Cadillac is falling apart, won't start. A private plane would be smart, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Though the yacht was rather chic, now it's really shut. Last week it sprang a leak, and so please now hold your breath. Buy me the Queen.
Robin would do.
Santa baby, that sable's really not in the pink. Just think how I look. Santa baby, I'm hurrying down the chimney tonight. Santa darling, I need some land, so please be my host to most of the Florida coast. Santa baby, and hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa cutie, and please help out my pet charity. You see, naturally that's me, Santa cutie. So hurry down the chimney tonight. Bring a nice big Christmas box filled with plain old ordinary common stocks, and please trim my tree this Yule with one large pear-shaped swimming pool. Santa baby, for every little trinket you give, I live. Be appreciative, Santa baby, and hurry down the chimney tonight. Hurry down the chimney tonight. There's only 365 days till Christmas.
Thank you. I hope you all had a wonderful time tonight.
Yeah.
So that was my last song.
As you are.
No. One more song. One more song. Only prepared 3 songs. All right. So I hope you all had a great time tonight. And yeah. So please, if you haven't already, please follow me at Wondersnatch or at my my show, Drag Cabaret, and we'll be having a. We've already planned next year's shows. So please come.
Yeah.
Yeah.